What's up, everybody? It's the OOP Boys. Make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe, and make sure you ring that notifications bell to get notified when we're dropping new heat.
No.
Welcome to the Overly Opinionated. Rest in peace to fallen kings, queens, and in-betweens.
And free to guys.
And free to guys for sure. Hey, man, so I know we got a topic and everything, but you stepped out of your comfort zone this weekend.
It was rough.
It really wasn't, though.
Yes, it was. From the moment I got there, it was too many people. And then when I see how many people you brought, it was like overboard. Like once I sat down, I didn't want to move because if I moved, I wanted to leave. So I just stayed seated. But it was pretty bad. I enjoyed myself, but it was still bad.
Can you explain that to me? Like how you can enjoy yourself and also feel like it was pretty bad?
Because it wasn't about me. Like I was here for a good reason. I enjoyed the reason. Like the food was good. Like enjoyed talking to you. But I was always ready to go home. Like I was always ready for this to end. And that's it. Only because of how many people was there and where it was at.
But you had a good time though.
Yeah. Like I would have been upset if I didn't come. So, but I would rather it wasn't that many people.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have got a card. So that would have sucked.
Yeah. That shit sitting on my desk.
That's hard.
But how was it for you?
Bro, I don't even think I can put it into words.
Was it everything you expected?
It was way more.
Really?
It was way more, bro. I was worried because you're not the only one who is self-proclaimed antisocial that was there. And I was afraid that the antisocial people were kind of going to be kind of like tucked off into themselves. But during the dinner, I saw everybody just like mingling amongst themselves. Mm-hmm. Man, there's nothing like that. Like I've never experienced anything like that because it was a room full of most of my favorite people. Mm-hmm. And for y'all all to have been speaking to each other that way, like getting to know each other, it was magical, bro.
Side note, my lady loved your mom.
Word?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mutual. She wouldn't stop talking about her yesterday.
She's beautiful.
Huh?
My lady is beautiful. I know.
Oh, no, that's a fact. Yeah. That's not what I was saying, though. You mean like inside and out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom loved talking to her.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize how open your mom was. When I say open, like social.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that.
It's new.
Really?
Yeah.
That just seemed like it's been her.
I can say that it has, just not to the degree and not this way. It's actually a growth that I really love seeing in my mom.
Wow.
Yeah, she's mad personable. Now,
I know you said it was better than you expected. Would this be still like a one-time thing for you?
Yeah, I don't think I'll have 20 people again. But a smaller version of this is absolutely in the future. And probably not for my birthday, though.
Gotcha. Happy birthday to you.
Appreciate you.
A lot of people don't know, or our listeners probably know it was your birthday.
I'm fine with that, so. To be honest.
Remember this day. And make sure y'all tell them happy birthday. Ask them what you want
this
for your birthday.
This ain't coming out till next week. This ain't coming out till next week. Yep, I won that one. Remember this day. Yeah, make sure you remember this Wednesday.
But we have a topic for today.
Yeah, and you know what, man? I guess I can kind of tie it. This is going to be a segue that I use in the future, too. But I'm a thoughtful dude. So our topic of romance today is something that I take pretty seriously, something that I feel like I'm real good at. At least expressing it to my wife. Mm-hmm. What about you?
I like in that department only because I didn't realize the importance of it. Now, I realized it was important in the beginning. I didn't realize it was important for the rest of our lives.
And you're like the quintessential do what you did to get her.
Yeah, I get it now. Like I do get it. So it is very important to use the term, keep that fire lit. And it's respectable for me. Like, I got way better now that I understand, like, this is important. Like, this is, like, mandatory. Like,
what?
Was this something you ever lacked in?
No.
Never?
No. No, because being thoughtful is so easy to me. And I know this is, like, sound a little self-indulgent, but it's just easy. My expertise is surprise. I like surprising people. And I'm pretty good at doing it. I do the unexpected. And it always, it goes well.
See, I'm more on the other side. Like, I'm just going to give you what you want. Like, it's not a surprise.
It's easy to do. It's easy to do.
Getting it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to, sometimes that can feel like a cop-out, but.
A little bit.
You think so?
Just a little bit though.
But I find that crazy because I'm literally giving you what you want.
Right. It's not necessarily about receiving the thing.
They just care more about the thought.
And I disagree that it's the thought that counts solely. For me, I think the thought is more valuable. Mm-hmm. And I think some people, there are different perspectives on that. But I think definitely the thought counts. It's not just the thought that counts, but the thought counts for sure. Yeah. And when you just get someone what they want, there ain't much thinking going into that.
Except, this is what my baby want. That's it.
Well, you know that already. Like, she told you that. There's no work there except for going to get it.
But what's scary about the element of surprise is sometimes it's just not what they want.
Nah.
What do you mean, nah?
You gotta be better. You just gotta be better. It's not always easy to tell what people want in a way, like when people say, oh, just pay attention. It's not always that easy. It's not always as easy as they're going to express to you what they want. Some people don't do that. Some people don't just outwardly express what they want to you. And when they do, they almost expect for you to get that. Right. Like that, it takes away from the surprise element. But I think there are things that you can do, like there are equations that you can make where she likes shoes. She specifically buys this brand of shoes more often than she buys that brand of shoes. Right. You think those shoes would look nice on her. Get them shoes.
So, notice a pattern or something.
Absolutely. Yeah. You already know, bro.
As in pay attention. Yeah.
Yeah, you already know. Like, even the smallest things. Like, I have noticed your wife typically wears her hair in, like, puffs. Yeah. Women always need more of those hair ties. Yeah. They literally always need more of them.
And they're everywhere.
If you just get her a pack of hair ties, that's gigantic to her because it's so thoughtful. She has never asked you to buy her those before. Right. But she has literally always needed them. Just get them. That type of thing, bro, that's a massive move.
And then for me, I put too much thought in it. It's like I look at the actual value of things instead of the thought of the things. So it's like, damn, I spent $5. I don't know how much these fucking hair ties cost. I spent $5. That ain't good enough.
$5 could get you a million of them drugs.
So, like, I don't know how much they are, but I'm just throwing that out there. Like, I spent $5. It ain't enough. Like, I got to do something bigger than this. Oh, what type of shoes? If I know she was looking at her favorite type of shoes, I get her the shoes. Even though I know she want these. That's where I feel like it's the easy way out there because I know you want these instead of putting something more thoughtful into it. Yeah. That's where I'm at when it comes to the romance thing.
And I don't think you're at, like, ground zero. I don't think you're not doing anything. But the thoughtfulness is the thing that that's my expertise.
Do you feel like you can be better at it?
No. Does that sound crazy? Like, did you hear how quickly I came up with something that you could get your woman? Like, that is, I'm a specifically thoughtful fella.
Yeah. And I don't think it's crazy.
I think the only way that I could be better is to have access to more resources to get her crazier things. Yeah. Like, I could surprise her with, like, an elephant encounter, which would be great for her, but I don't got the Skrilla for shit like that. Like, we not moving like that yet. I could surprise her with a trip to wherever the fuck, but I ain't got it like that.
Now, you can share this if you want. Is the energy reciprocated?
No.
And are you affected by that?
Not even a little bit. it's funny too because I don't necessarily need that. I don't need that. My love language isn't necessarily deeds like that. Thoughtfulness, it feels real good. And she's extremely thoughtful when it comes to everyday shit. Like, she's way more thoughtful about me than I am about her when it comes to everyday shit. So we have giant water bottles. You see me, like, I literally just drank out of mine. Like, they're gigantic. And whenever I get home, no matter how much was in it when I left, when I get home, that's full.
Oh, that's fine.
Every day.
Yeah.
When I get home, that's full. If she goes to the store, I'm getting something. If I asked for it, if I didn't, if she goes to the store, I'm getting something. When I go to the store, I have a list of things that I need in my head, and I'm not deviating.
Yeah. So I think we're on the same boat here. Like, she think of the things that I don't think about at all. Like, whenever she goes to the store, she'll call me asking, do I need soap or anything? I will never do that for her. Unless I'm going to the store to grab her soap.
Yep.
So it's like she think of the little things that I really take for granted, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, so
I think what's weird though, so I kind of let me get back to the question. The energy isn't reciprocated in the same way where we are surprised just with things that we want in the same type of way. And I think, so my wife has actually requested that we don't do gift exchanges because of that. Like, I blow her out of the water when it comes to gift exchanges. And I know that sounds, that sounds
arrogant.
crazy. Huh?
Arrogant.
Okay. It could definitely sound arrogant. But I don't mind it. Like, I don't mind not getting gifts. I don't mind getting worse gifts. Just the fact that you want to get me a gift is dope to me. But I've grown to appreciate the things that she does on a daily basis as way more valuable. And I know that comparing it isn't necessary, but I consider those way more valuable than what I do because I rely on her. I rely on the acts of kindness that she does for me, and she doesn't get to rely on me that way.
Yeah.
Like, my gift giving is nice. What she does, like, it gets me through the day. I would drink less water. I would drink more. No, I'm for real. I would drink more juice or bullshit. Like, Capri Suns are way easier to grab. Gatorade is way easier to grab than water is. So
I
when
love
she
that you got that. Sorry to cut you off. Capri Suns, that's fire.
Yeah. But like,
any influence from me?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No question.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's really hard.
But these are the things that she does for me, they're more necessary. Like, those are the types of things that if she didn't do them anymore, I wouldn't only be affected by, like, I miss this. I would be affected like, damn, I'm, like, my life has changed.
Yeah, so I'm totally agree with you because if she was to stop doing that, my day-to-day would change tremendously. So I would have to remember things and I'll have to handle it after work. And I was just completely forgot. And when I'm already at home, it's like, damn, I'm not leaving the fucking house again. Fuck that. And that shit really is a hassle for me. And she just do it effortlessly. And I love that.
Yep.
Like, my surprises for her does not affect her day-to-day.
Yep.
But everything she do for me makes my day-to-day go very smoothly.
Agreed.
So I definitely appreciate it more than a fucking gift or a surprise. And I don't ever really want anything. I'll be like, babe, I want this or nothing like that. Like, if I want it, I'll probably just get it for myself. And she always speak on me about that. Be like, you never want something like, let me surprise you with something. I'll just get it myself if I want it. So it's not, I don't need that.
Yep. You
So,
know what's interesting though, bro?
What?
Before having this conversation, I don't think I considered their kindnesses romance. Even though that's absolutely them showing love. Like, that's them showing their affection to us.
Right.
But to me, I don't feel like I'm being romanced when she makes my lunch. Even though that's absolutely the case.
Yeah. It's definitely an act of love.
No question.
So it may seem like an act of service. It can also be an act of love. So that's why I think I'm looking at it that way, because people just show love differently. Like if you show love in multiple ways, and gift giving is yours. She show love in a different way by doing your acts of service that you know will appreciate it. Like my girl get my clothes out for my shower every day. Like I definitely take that shit for granted when I gotta pick out my own fucking clothes. Like I may sound like a big ass kid, but I hate that shit. For real, I hate it. Like if she just was busy.
What are you talking about? You hate? What do you hate?
Getting my own clothes out. It's to the point, like, if she's busy or forget, I feel like she loved me a little less. And I know I am crazy. Like, I know she don't love me less. She was just busy, like. And then I'll pout, get my own shit out, like, this bitch. Like, but I know she did nothing wrong. It wasn't intentional. She just busy.
Yeah.
So it's like, I definitely appreciate that shit.
I want you to know, bro, I think that's a common thing. When you become accustomed to the way that your partner either acts out their own love language or interacts with your love language, once you become accustomed to it and it changes, there is a little bit of saltiness in there. Like, man, why do I gotta?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
I
like,
definitely become entitled.
Yeah,
for sure.
We do become entitled. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's interesting though, but it's weird because I very much want to be pursued, and when I think about romance, I think about how my wife can make me feel wanted, like how she can make me feel as if she's attracted to me, and I think I prefer that to the gift giving thing.
I would agree with you, but I feel like I'm biased because I don't give a fuck about the gift giving.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying too. When you ask, is it reciprocated? No. And I don't mind that. And the reason that I brought up the acts of service, like the way that they cater to us on like an everyday type of thing, it feels like that's separate from romance to us, even though I now realize that it isn't. Like, that is a form of romance. In the vein of things that I do consider romance, don't give me gifts. Don't be romantic that way. Be romantic by, making me feel desired, making me feel pursued almost.
Now, can she do that just by offering you some pussy? Like, is that good enough for you? It's 100% good enough for me, baby. I want you to know when you listen to that. You do that, I'm perfectly fine. Like,
I don't want it offered.
I don't mean literally like, do you want some of this?
Yeah.
I don't mean it like that.
What do you mean then?
You get home from work and she be like, come fuck me. Bitch, we together forever. Like, you see? Yeah. Like, that ain't no offer. That's
Listen to me, bro. Listen to me, bro. The truth that you are speaking right now runs so deep.
Yeah.
I remember this was before D died. We sitting in his apartment and we was just chopping it up between the two of us. And our women were in the living room. They could hear us, but like, we just chopping it up between the two of us. And and he was like, bro, all I ever want, and this was random, bro. He came out of nowhere with this. He was like, bro, all I ever want is for her to come put that pussy in my face. Like, I have never wanted anything as much as her just putting that pussy in my face. Like, you know how you can guarantee you get some head today? You just come put that pussy in my face. And I couldn't, like, I had never spoken to him about it. But he was strumming my pain with his fingers.
Like, that's it. Like, you don't even have to say anything. Like, and I would know you want me 1,000% sure.
For sure.
I don't care. You can split bills with me for the rest of our lives. You can sleep in the bed with me. But the moment you offer the pussy, I know you really want me.
That's a fact.
Like, there's nothing else you can do.
That's a fact.
To ease my mind that maybe you don't really want. That's the only way I know.
That's a fact.
And it's crazy for me.
Nah, it is.
So
that's a fact,
you
bro.
don't got to do anything magical, just that.
Nah, that shit type magical, though. That shit type magical, though.
It's uncommon.
Incredibly.
So.
And it's weird, too, because I have these conversations with my wife. And in that moment with D'Anthony, I actually had that conversation with my wife and his fiance where they both seem to believe that the way that they offer sex is the same thing that we're talking about. And it just isn't. Like, they'll be like, I wore these panties because I knew you liked them.
And that's crazy. They don't get that we will fuck them in anything. They really don't wrap their head around that at all. I don't know why they don't, bro, but they don't wrap their head around that. Like, I seen a meme that they said, if my panties match my bra, I decided we was fucking already before I left the house. I promise you, a nigga would still fuck if it did not match.
I wouldn't notice.
Like, I don't get it either. Like, they put too much thought into it.
Not necessarily. I like that shit too. Like, I like when, like, don't get me wrong. I like a good gift wrap. I like a good gift wrap. And that's not even the point that I was making, bro. The point that I'm making is, imagine if we initiated sex in as subtle a way as they initiate sex. We would fuck 4 times a year. Like, if it was as subtle as, I wore something. Yeah. You know how often I wear my wife's favorite panties? Do you know how often I do that, bro? She got a favorite pair of boxer briefs. You know how often I wear them joints?
I hope she noticed today. I ain't washed them all week.
You see? Like, you know how often, you know how many times I throw them joints on?
That's definitely crazy. Like,
yeah, no, it would just be completely different. And I acknowledge that, but I think it's like a deep-seated thing, at least for the women that have been open enough to speak to me about this. Mm-hmm. There's a fear of rejection. And I'm overly opinionated about this. It is unacceptable. Because if you have a fear of rejection, why do I have to face my fear of rejection and you don't? Like, you have a fear of rejection and you have never been rejected, or very rarely. I have a fear of rejection and get rejected all the time.
Now, I want to argue with that. Have been rejected. I don't think that happened, but...
Oh, no, my wife has definitely been rejected a couple times. I'm talking about from me.
Really?
I'm talking about, like, in the relationship. I'm saying in our relationship, she has been told, like, she has made it clear that she wanted sex and did not get sex. But if you were to count, you could count on one hand how many times that's happened.
Gotcha.
I would need every hand and toe in here.
Gotcha.
To count how many times it's happened to me. And it's just something you gotta deal with that.
Yeah. So do you think that's why women are less of a chaser than a man? Because of that fear of rejection?
Now listen, man. I'm not here to make blanket statements like this. When you ask me, is that why women do
you think
X?
that is why?
I don't know. Like, I just don't make blanket statements like that. I don't know how to gauge why the whole of women do something. But I can definitely say the women that I've spoken to, it seems once we have the conversation, it seems that they make decisions and take action or refuse to take action based on the fear that this person that they trust so much, this person that they have become so comfortable with, will make them feel unwanted. Gotcha. And I think the thing that I hope to express to those exact women, those particular women, is that me too. Like, as often as you are being, the fact that you are desired is being upheld. You are protecting a thing that's already there. Like, you already feel desired. You don't want that to go away. So you are protecting that. You're trying to uphold this feeling of being desired. We just want that.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even have it to protect. And that's because you are so protective over yours. You're so protective over yours that we don't even get to have some.
Selfish.
Pass us that, please.
That is definitely selfish. So.
Yeah.
Wow. I never looked at it like that. And then you made a good point saying, like, if we were to act like that,
we would never fuck.
Yeah.
We would never fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if it was up to y'all to make the move every time, if all we ever did was say, I got those underwear you like on. Like, you see my underwear today?
Yeah. That is pretty fucking crazy. That's insane when you think about it. Like, that ain't the pitch. Like, you're just telling me some news.
And it is
like, what? Now,
and it's insane because they genuinely think that that's initiation.
Does that make you feel some type of way, like upset or anything? Like, you definitely will want more, right?
Yes, I want more. And in the moment, yes, it makes me upset. I don't think I'm warranted in being upset. I think that there's communication that needs to be had to let them know what you mean when you say, I want you to initiate. I want you to grab my shit. No. I want you to do the same thing that I do to you. Like, I want you to like, let me, like, don't give me an option. This sounds crazy. Don't give me the option. Woo! Like, make it clear we fuck it.
This sounds like a crime.
It's consensual.
Like,
it's consensual. I'm asking, you know?
I don't want my girl to judge me like I do her, though. Like, sometimes she don't remember.
I'm leaving it in.
You better not.
That's what I always say to my wife, too. I'm leaving it in.
But, you know what also... your comment, I'm leaving it in, just made me think of something. Do you feel more wanted if she lets you nut anywhere? So, like, okay, nothing in her and then nothing on her face. There's one you prefer, right?
Not really.
Oh, it just depends on your day?
Not really.
Really?
Look, I always want to do the thing
that feels the nastiest.
The thing that feels the dirtiest in the moment.
But it never happens, right?
I can't pull out.
Yeah. Okay. So we're on the same page.
I can't do it.
But we're definitely on the same page. But there's some type of compliment on the face, though, right?
Sure.
Like,
that's always an opportunity, though. Like, it's not like that's ever not on the table. It's just I don't have the ability to do it.
Yeah, I get you.
It's always on the table. Yeah. There's not like... It's not like someday she'd be dodging it. It's not like she's bobbing. It's not like she bobbing and weaving on Tuesdays.
Gotcha on that one. So, besides that, is there anything that can happen to make you feel more wanted? For me, no.
Oh yeah, man, bro, it's so crazy how superficial this feels to say. But, like, her bragging about me to people.
Wow. You care?
I don't want to say that I care, but I think that would make me feel like, oh, yeah, I'm doing, like,
yes,
I got that shit in the bag.
Now, if she don't, would it make you feel less?
No, all I'm saying is that's the thing that would change. Like, that's the thing she could change and make me feel like I am absolutely desired.
Gotcha. Like, okay. I can agree with you on that one. Like, if she didn't do it, I wouldn't feel no type of way. But I would definitely feel better if she did.
Yeah.
So.
What's dope, though, is that she makes it clear that she doesn't want anybody else. And I think that's so hard. Like, that makes me feel desired. That makes me, I shouldn't say desired. That makes me feel secure.
So when you say she makes it clear, like, is this like personal talks for you?
Listen, bro.
Or is like out in pub? I'm not understanding that one.
Either way. Listen, Odell Beckham Jr. is a fine motherfucker, bro. Like, there's no way around it. That nigga just looks great.
I was going to say LeBron, but okay.
Yeah, like, OBJ, LeBron, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She could not be bothered. Like, I found myself on my couch in 2017 trying to convince her that OBJ was attractive. I'm like, wait, you telling me he not fine?
Now the problem is, I know you're a liar. If I got to do that.
Really?
Yeah. There's no way she didn't think thought he was attractive. There's no way. Nah, bro. The shit you selling, I don't want to buy it.
Now look, I would completely understand if she didn't make it clear that Schoolboy Q was her crush. Like, she does have crushes. She does find people attractive, but her finding them attractive does not mean that she wants any contact with them whatsoever.
Correct. Some people don't think that was the same thing. Like, if I find you attractive, that means I want you.
That is so romantic to me.
So,
like, for her to be able to say that someone is attractive, but they would not get the time of day from her, I don't know. That shit just feels like
that's fire.
Like, I
Definitely
won.
Fire.
Like, I won.
So, I'll take that back when I said there wasn't nothing else. Just showing your appreciation for my everyday things makes me feel...
Okay. Now, look, I understand that, and I don't mean to undermine how you feel. But sometimes when you say everyday things, you mean literally going to work.
No. So, like, if I split the chores with her on a day, and she really showed her appreciation, I'm like, oh, thank you for this. Oh, thank you for that. Like, okay, like, I feel like you really care about what I'm doing. Like, some days I feel like I'm just, don't want to say going through the motions, but I'm only doing this because you want me to. Like, you know I don't want to do it. And then you got a stank face on because you know I don't want to do it. You get what I'm saying? Or no?
Kinda.
Like, okay, she know I don't want to wash these fucking dishes. But if I go home and I see a sink full of dishes, I'm going to wash them with attitude. And then you come rub my arm, thank you for doing the dishes, baby. Like, I feel like you really care about me doing this.
Mm-hmm.
That. Like, you doing that shows me, like, okay, like, you really are appreciating me being here doing the things you want me to do.
Is that because you're interacting with her love language instead of showing love the way that you show love?
Yes.
And you want acknowledgement for that?
I want acknowledgement for trying.
I understand that.
So
I think though, you could. I don't want you to take this as if I'm saying that expecting acknowledgement is bad.
I want to switch.
Go ahead.
I just want her to know. I just feel good that she sees that I'm trying.
Yes.
That's it. That's what it is. So yeah.
And I don't want you to think that expecting acknowledgement is like narcissistic or selfish or anything like that. But I also think that it's okay to acknowledge that you don't do this a lot. You may not do this enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She may have higher expectations from you. And as much as you are raising the bar, you might not be doing enough. And even though that encouragement will definitely help you along, I think it's fair to at least see her perspective and know that out of the 727 times that the dishes have been done, you've done them 8 times. And just because it's your 9th time doing the dishes, like, it might be underwhelming to her. Like, you still got a lot of making up to do.
Right.
As much as it would be nice to hear, like, man, because I absolutely hate doing this shit. Give me a fucking cookie.
Now, what I'm saying, if I did these 9 straight, from me owing 735 and I did them 9 straight, I just want you to see that the effort I'm putting in for you. Like,
now, what if she sees it and she just doesn't say it?
I kind of feel like I'd be wasting my time.
Damn. That sucks, man. I don't think that should be the case.
I know, but I can't help how I feel, though.
True.
So it's like,
I guess you could. You could help how you feel, but it takes a lot of time and work.
yeah. Changed my way of thinking, but yeah. In that moment, like, I would feel like, damn, like, I'm wasting my time here, like.
And it's difficult, too, because sometimes the praise makes me feel bad. Does that ever happen to you?
Yes.
I feel like a real piece of shit.
For getting praised for doing some things you should just
I should be doing this.
Yeah.
Like, oh, thank you for doing the dishes, baby. It's like, I made 2 of those bowls.
Oh, you spent 5 hours with me today. Like, I'm sorry. Like, definitely make me feel like
bro,
a shit bag.
oh, man, I hate it almost.
Like, you can keep that shit.
I almost don't, like, I have actually explicitly asked my wife not to do that.
And then, it's been times I know I had a guilty conscience because she genuinely meant it, and I thought she was being funny. That's how I know I was in the wrong. Like,
yeah.
So, I feel you on that one.
Yeah, man, that's really a difficult situation because I do want to know that my efforts are being accepted, being noticed, knowing that they are having an effect. She knows that I'm making an attempt to help out around the house, and that's a thing that she has expressed that she wants from me. But at the same time, when I help out around the house and get praise for it, I feel like I'm a child again. I feel like I'm getting an allowance, and it's like, this is just what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. That shit is kind of like a spit in the face.
But that's only because of us. It's only because of our ego. It's only because you are being confronted with the fact that you were slacking. You've been slacking this long, and now you're being confronted with that. And that's not nobody's fault but yours.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one.
Yeah, you got to internalize that. And that sucks, dog. It really does suck. And I think that a similar thing can be said for the initiation thing, where when our wives eventually initiate sex, you rolled your eye. I want the listeners to know that you rolled your eyes when I said
year
that.
3. I'm still waiting. But no, I again, I'm making the statement that I can't really prove, but I never heard that side be like, oh, I'm embarrassed, like that I realized I didn't initiate sex that much. You ever heard a woman say that?
No, but that's because I've never known of the switch. Like, I've never known of when they didn't initiate and now they do. And I think that's the difference. Like, we're talking from a perspective of people who would rather stub their toe than do chores. And then we start doing chores, we get thanked, and it's like, damn, this is what I should have been doing the whole time. Like, I'm a grown-ass man being thanked for doing chores. And that's they would have to start doing the thing to get the praise for doing the thing.
Gotcha. And do you think that's likely that's going to happen?
Oh man, I hope out for everything. Like, it's possible.
How long you been waiting?
6 years. But to be clear, there used to be zero effort of initiation. Like, there used to be, if I don't, like, I am the only one making an effort to start this thing. If I don't do that, we don't do anything. If I'm not explicitly the one making a move, then we don't do anything. Now, I still have to, like, slam down the alley-oop. Yeah. Still, like, to this day.
But she lobbing the bitch up.
Yeah, she'll lob that bitch up for sure.
Man. Hey, it's improvement.
Facts.
So, yeah. Mine's is still rare. I'm with you. There is a oop throw. But again, we just gotta slam dunk it. Like, she'll plan our night out, but I'm in charge. So it's like,
yep.
Yeah.
I just want one time to come home, not be able to find my wife, and then find her on the bed in a position
waiting on you,
just telling me, like, literally vocally telling me, I don't get this shit.
Don't even have to ask, what are you doing? I know what you're doing. Like, it's so obvious. Like, but yeah, I feel you on that one. The day that comes,
tough.
So, since we're talking about love is in the air with romantic and shit, do y'all do anything for, like, Valentine's Day?
No.
Do you care?
No. I'm kind of particularly against doing things just because people do them. I'm particularly against it. Like I said, I'm a thoughtful guy. And I don't mean that as in I do thoughtful things for people. When I say that, I mean I think about things. I think about my behavior. I think about my effect on people. I think about what I do. I think about what other people do. So something like Valentine's Day, I thought about what Valentine's Day is, and it's an excuse to show your love for, in my opinion, your other half. Mm-hmm. Which, that's fine. I just like my excuse to be different from other people. I don't want it to be expected. One of the reasons that I do things like the things that are done on Valentine's Day is because I want to surprise my wife. It's not surprising if, 200 million people are also celebrating that day.
I love the idea of it. I don't really care, but it does put me in the spirit seeing all of that. But it's like, I wouldn't call it an excuse. Like, it's just a day to show your loved one. Even though you're supposed to show every day. It's just a day, like, that is naturally recognized.
But that's what I mean, though. It's an excuse. Like, you needed a reason. Like you said, it put you in the spirit. It's just an excuse to do it. I'll find an excuse on another day that you're not expecting it. I'll find an excuse on a day that doesn't have anything to do with anyone else.
So, if it wasn't for the element of surprise, would you still be for it?
Before what?
Like Valentine's Day. Because, like you said, it takes away from the surprise. Because everyone knows what it's for.
Yeah.
Like, if the surprise had nothing to do with it, like, would you be for it?
Probably not. Just because it's a made-up thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not real. I can find another not real thing to do that's not just trendy. Like, the only reason that you do it is because you feel like you have to do it. And the only reason you feel like you have to do it is because everyone's doing it. I don't want to do shit for that reason. I don't ever want to do anything for that reason. Now, there are things that I will do for that reason. Social norms, you get broken down a bit. On the ones where I don't have to be like a social pariah for doing it, I'm not going to do that shit. And that's one of them. Especially when I find ways to be romantic throughout the year on a random day.
So, thinking about this just made me realize I need a conversation with my lady because I don't know if it's important to her or not.
Stop it.
I truly don't know.
Daring you.
I don't know.
You want me to tell you? She decorates for every fucking holiday.
Yeah, but we don't decorate for Valentine's Day.
That's because she know you're not about to act on it.
No, but...
Bro, if you don't get her something for Valentine's Day...
I have never said I never got her something for Valentine's Day. I have never said that. But if she wants to go above and beyond on that day, I would love to do that for her. But I don't know if she wants that.
Do it and find out.
Like,
do it and find out.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the conversation. The conversation takes away from the surprise factor. She's not expecting that from you.
Facts.
Just do it and find out. I mean, obviously that's ruined because she's listening to this podcast next week.
I can drug her like I normally do.
What are you doing right now?
You keeping it in. I might as well add to it.
You look like Lil Bill, too. You look like...
No, I really got called that as a kid, bro. Especially the way my mom cut my hair. Chill out.
You look like... You look like Lil Bill.
I definitely got called that shit.
That's crazy. Yeah, you look like Lil Bill. You really do be Spanish flying her, huh?
Yeah, stop playing with me.
She type Latina, too, ain't it?
That definitely was a thing for me in my childhood.
But I guess to get back to the topic, would you say in a general sense that you care about romance?
Now, yes. Before, no. And then my opinion on this definitely changes because I'm realizing my daughter loves the idea of love. Like, she's already at there. She just, whenever she hears someone is married or anything, oh, like, you see how she is with you. Every time I'm on the phone with you, be like such and such is your wife.
Yeah.
She's geeked about that. Like, she'll go around, mommy marrying daddy. Like, she truly cares about it. So it's making me care about it a little more. Like, I didn't realize the importance of it, but now I see she truly thinks of it like a fairy tale. Like, so it makes me care a lot more.
That's adorable.
Yeah, it really is. Like, especially when she look at our rings and hold our hands, she think about that shit a lot.
That's dope.
So I'm definitely caring about it a lot more now. What about you?
Yes. and I don't know that I noticed it before. So the romance that I cared about before was romance that I feel like I wasn't getting, like the being pursued and such.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a romance that I care about that I've been getting, and I didn't realize that it was romance. Which is the day-to-day, she is simply being thoughtful in more practical ways than I am. Like, I'll get her a real expensive pair of shoes. She'd never expected it. I'll surprise her with them. Oh my God, I can't believe it. And then I won't clean the bathroom for a week.
Fair trade to me.
But she, even though she's not receiving the act of service and also just the general help around the house of me cleaning the bathroom, she's still going to fill up my water every day. She's still going to pack my lunch if there's something to pack. She's still going to take care of me. Every time she gets up from the couch, she's going to ask if I need anything. Every time she goes to the store in this week that I haven't cleaned the bathroom, she's going to let me know first and ask if I need anything. I'm going to say no. She's going to bring me something home regardless. Like, she's incredibly thoughtful, and I didn't realize that I cared so much about her romance, but this conversation definitely kind of put it in perspective that it would, man, it's an understatement to say that it would suck. Like, my life would be substantially worse if she stopped doing that. There are things that I like. Ooh, bro, let me make a comparison. We said if we initiated sex the way that they initiate sex, we would never fuck. If they did day-to-day thoughtfulness the way that we do day-to-day thoughtfulness, there are things that you wouldn't get to enjoy anymore. Like, you don't have to go to Walmart and buy your own deodorant. Like, you would have to go get your own deodorant.
I will fucking stink. Because I will always wait till the last minute and forget.
Yeah.
And then I'm not coming back out the house once I get home. I'll drop some pounds because I'm not going to go get fucking food. I'll eat, sleep for dinner. Like, for sure. You are definitely right.
Yeah. If we put that same comparison on what they do, I think the quality of life, again, comparison isn't necessary. So to say that what they deal with is worse than what we deal with, and it's probably not even true. Like, sex is I know that it's not everything, but sex is a big part
Huge.
Of a relationship when you live with somebody.
Only reason I'm with her.
That's
that's a joke, man. That's a joke. Like, I know you get it, but some of our listeners think I hate women, and I love them.
Now, when we were at dinner, did anybody press you? Did you get pressed?
Man, yes. Yes, man. I almost flipped the table red, but
I love that. What you get pressed about?
They thought I hate women. Like, what? The most important people in my life are mainly women.
I don't think that helps your case.
Like, and your mom realized that I didn't edit with you or listen to our podcast. And she's like, oh, that makes sense. I can tell because you wouldn't say some of the shit you said. That's what you said to me. So,
man, and in that same type of vein, last week, I feel like you shined. Like, I feel like you sometimes, and this is just getting a little behind the scenes, and this is something that I actually I've told you this before. Sometimes when I'm editing the podcast, I get worried that because you say the controversial thing, usually you have a controversial take. I'm not saying that I never have a controversial take, but I always have the caveat of I don't fucking know anything. Like, I don't know anything, and I'm sure there's a way to look at it where I'm wrong here. So I always have that behind me. And I'm not just saying that to cover my ass. Like, I genuinely feel that way. I am never convinced that there's only one way to look at it, even when I'm convinced that the way that I look at it is right. Like, I know for sure that someone else has a valid reason to think that I'm wrong. You
is okay with looking wrong.
Yeah, you speak your mind in a way that not only are you overly opinionated, you think your opinion is the only one that matters sometimes.
My opinion is most high.
Right. Sometimes I worry about it sounding like I'm just teaching you in every episode. Sometimes I worry about that. And man, last week, bro, you put me in check, dog.
And to comment on that, for me, I want you to know I don't ever think that, because I don't want you to hold back from anything you have to say. Just like I don't. So I always want them to get the vibes like, you're going to say what you feel and I'm going to say what I feel, even though I'm okay with being wrong. Like, I don't mind people stopping like, why the fuck would you say that? I just say shit that comes to my mind. As you can, if they went to the dinner, some people heard what I said about the envelope, but I say what comes to mind. Like, if I look stupid, that's okay to me. Like, I'm not bothered. I'm not upset about getting taught on anything. Like, again, I don't mind being wrong. And if I say something, I know that I could be wrong. I'm still going to say it because it's probably what I think in the moment.
Yeah, and I respect that. And I definitely don't hold back my opinion. That's the whole point of this podcast. But I only bring that up to say I edit the podcast. And when I was just outwardly wrong and you let me know on the show, I was ecstatic when editing. Like, I got to that point where you set me straight and I was like, damn, I'm so happy this happened. Like, I can't wait for this to come out.
That's kind of because I don't ever think about it like that. Like, I'm more of it was just another conversation.
No, of course. And that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying because, yes, it's just a conversation, but this is a public conversation. Uh-huh. And there's a certain level. I don't think the way that people listen to the podcast is ever necessarily going to be the sole purpose for us changing something. Mm-hmm. But I do take into consideration the way that people may perceive the show.
Gotcha.
And most times, because you shoot from the hip the way that you do, like, not super thoughtful.
Right.
Because of that, a lot of times we're having this conversation and you express a perspective and I let you know that there is this other perspective you can look at it from. With last week, you being the one saying, no, this is the other perspective. I don't know. It feels like there's a balance now. I feel like that was your moment to let everybody know that sometimes Savon is overly opinionated and missing the mark.
Gotcha. So you felt like you fired from the head and I told you to put the gun down.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And that's not to say that it's never been clear to the listeners that Savon was shooting from the hip and missing the mark. But
it's just more common from me.
Not only that, but just because they feel that when listening, that doesn't necessarily get addressed on the show.
Gotcha.
And I think it is very important to have it being addressed on the show to keep this shit real.
Yeah. I feel you now.
So that I know you get pressed, and this is a bit of a derail because you said some crazy shit, and I was questioning whether the listeners pressed you at the dinner, and it seems like you did get a little bit of static.
Yeah, that, and I made a truce with the Beyonce stance.
Yeah.
It's still fuck them, but we made a truce.
Word?
Like, yeah, we...
Do they know that it's still fuck them?
Nope. Or? I lied.
What if you got to see them again?
Hopefully not.
They're gonna tell you. They're gonna.
I will
to the left. To the left.
That ass joke.
They go.
But back to the topic. I have a question for you. So before you met your wife, was your intentions ever like get into a relationship, dating to marry?
Yeah.
Really?
In less specific terms. I'm very overly opinionated about the covenant of marriage. Uh-huh. So marriage wasn't my goal. But the idea was to be the very best man for my woman and know that there wasn't an option that could cover all the bases like I do. I have always wanted to be the very best partner for somebody. That was always the goal. Whenever talking to somebody, my goal was always to be the man I am today for my wife.
Like, I was young when I met my fiance, but I wouldn't say it was marriage. It was more consistency of having. I don't want to sound crazy, like a forever partner, like I didn't think about marriage. Just we together forever. Like that was it.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Like, nothing above and beyond, nothing out of order. We do what we do. Like it was just more like that. I didn't think of.
Wait. You gotta, okay, you're saying things, but I don't think I mean anything.
I didn't put the thought of how serious it can get into perspective. I thought.
What does that mean, though?
Okay,
like how can you say forever and it not be serious?
We just consistently fucking forever.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Like, yeah, but I didn't think of how serious feelings got and all that. So then it became more serious for me.
That's probably because you have a deficiency there,
like
in feelings.
No, I don't.
Okay,
I got it fixed.
What did you just say?
Over the weekend, I got it fixed.
How?
Saturday. I went to some 24-hour therapist and they fixed me up.
What are you talking about?
I got feelings though. Yeah.
What are you? I was with you on Saturday.
Yeah, but not afterwards. I didn't go home when I left you. I went to that 24-hour therapist. So every time I go home, look at my car, I cry.
You'll say anything.
No, how can I prove this?
I literally watched you look at your car. I watched you look at your car. I
got fixed after that.
I got you.
Yeah, see? Like now I'm at the point like
no,
you
now
can't say certain things to
I
me.
just realized what you said. I just realized what you're talking about. And you a sick dude.
No, bro.
You're a sick dude.
Good,
what are you talking about?
I'm good. Like you just gotta watch what you say because I get emotional now. Like I start fanning this shit. Like bro, I'm fixed now. I got feelings.
No, it's crazy what you're doing.
What?
When you say a 24-hour therapist, you mean your mother-in-law was at your house. You're a sick dude, bro.
What is wrong with that?
Because that didn't fix you. You
don't know that. You just said you don't make blanket statements and look at you.
That's a fact.
See?
That's a fact.
Look, put the gun down, son.
I'm sorry. My fault.
I'm gonna just prove it to you that I'm fixed now. Like.
Facts. Cry right now. Cry right now.
I'm upset. That just
cry, bitch.
Because
cry.
I tried, like, and that's part of the problem. That means I'm not fixed if I try. Because a normal person would be like, I can't just cry right now.
No, a normal person would be like,
damn.
Yeah, no, this was this was kind of eye opening, man. This isn't exactly how I expected it to go. Thank you, my cousin Nicolette, for this prompt. The question of romance. Some of these questions were directly from her. And, man, I don't think I've ever necessarily thought of it in terms of romance, which was clear throughout the episode. But now that I do, I think I will make an effort to be more outwardly appreciative of the romance and the ways that my wife shows me love.
So, do you think your wife sees her romance as her acts of service?
Yes.
Okay. I know mine definitely do too. So she the one who pointed that out to me. I still was taking it for granted. I realized, like, again, of the effect it had on my day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely a beautiful thing. Now I want to know our listeners' definition of romance because I'm confident that the men think differently than what the women thought.
Sure. I think you're going to be surprised.
You think so?
I think there's going to be, we'll talk about it after, but I even know of a woman that's going to surprise you.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm excited. Because, I don't care about being wrong, but
yeah,
prove me wrong.
Yeah, prove us wrong and let us know about it at the Overly Opinionated Podcast on Instagram, at the OO Pod Boys on Twitter, and the Overly Opinionated Pod at gmail.com for the geezers out there. We greatly appreciate y'all listening, and we will see y'all next Wednesday.
Like, subscribe.